Hello, and welcome to Pandering Hour. We're bringing it back. Deal with it. That scream always makes me laugh. I'm not endorsed by Jean. This is not a good idea. Don't do this. Never do this. Never, ever. This is way better. Data White is stupid. Where do I find the hose? For instance, one partner might play baby and put on a diaper. Ugh. Top 10 killer cucks. If you like putting stuff in your butt, that is your right. Put it in there. Put more in there. As much as it takes. And don't worry about straight or gay. It's not about that. It's about your own satisfaction. For you. For us, it's you're gay. But welcome to Pandering Hour. Today on Pandering Hour, we are going to be talking about number 135 on the Human Development Index, Eswatini. Eswatini, also known as Swaziland, in South Africa. Alright, down in South Africa. Just for the basics, Eswatini, officially the Kingdom of Eswatini, is also known by its former official name Swaziland, the former Kingdom of Swaziland. It is a landlocked country in southern Africa. It's bordered by Mozambique to its northeast, and South Africa to its northwest, south, and southeast. As you can see, it's like this weird little, like, kind of like Lesotho. Like Lesotho is like trapped in South Africa. I don't know how they're surviving, because South Africa pretty much has an endless amount of space to be like, you know what, we're just going to put dams all up here and no more water for you, basically. But they don't. So, Eswatini. And Mozambique, when I did the Mozambique episode, I know that there was a lot of, like, kidnapping happening. I don't know if any of you have listened to that, but we were looking at houses there, and all the houses were like, does not come with armed guard, does come with grates on every window. So there's that. So I do want to, let's look at that. Kidnapping in Eswatini. Or Eswatini. Dozens killed, tortured, and abducted? Jesus Christ. Alright, well, we're getting in there. We're getting in there. Let's just like scroll through a little bit. Of course, we got to get through the usual. I want to see the music. I want to see the art. I found a Facebook group. Men. Why don't we start with that? The Eswatini women. Eswatini, the Swaziland ladies. Let's take a look. There's a lot of, they're kind of white ladies. Oh, they're like light skin. That one kind of looks like SZA to me. You guys know SZA? Yeah, SZA. There she is. Look at oh, that's not a boob. That's not a boob. You didn't see that. That was too small to be considered a boob. You did not see that. Not a boob. No boobies here. This is cool. That's a guy. That is a boob. That one is a man. He can have his boobie out. Okay. And this is pretty good. They're wearing ties? Why the hell are they wearing ties? That's such a weird... That's an odd choice. Oh, you guys can't see that very well. Let's go open image in new tab. Are you seeing this? This guy over here wearing a full ass tie. What is that about? It looks like they're singing. I bet they're singing about something important. Some kind of ritual, some kind of family thing. These are some beautiful ladies. Good for Swaziland. Some beautiful ladies. What about the men? What about the men, though? Hey, girl. No, I'm not trying to say that about the men. I'm not trying to say they look a certain kind of way, but some of them are dressing, in a way that, you know, P Diddy might be going to Swaziland. P Diddy might be like, "Hey, you want to be famous?" Eswatini's king, Mswati, orders men to marry 5 wives or face prison. What? Maybe I should go here. This is interesting. World AIDS Day. What? Oh yeah, that's another thing. There's like a whole thing about AIDS in this country. Denies King Swaziland King. Oh, that's the guy. That's the guy there, and that's him in this picture too. Okay, okay. We're getting somewhere. We're getting to some things. Africa's last absolute monarch who has 14 wives. The story carried by the Zambian Observer and picked up by several other publications said that Swazi men would have to marry several wives starting from June. As well as 14 wives, King Mswati has more than 25 children and a reputation for lavish spending, while 63% of his 1.3 million subjects in the kingdom, formerly known as Swaziland, live in poverty. Is this going to be another... Does he have an Instagram? Does he know, what country was that? Not Nambia, Angola, Zambia. There was a country where the leader had, it might have been Malawi. The leader of the country basically he had this lavish Instagram account, and it was nuts because it was right in front of everyone's face. Like how could you do that? Equatorial Guinea. This guy's nuts. This guy, he was like stealing stuff. The government had to seize a bunch of his assets. He's worth a couple billion. Super corrupt. Let's see. Let's see how corrupt Eswanti. Let's go to this. I'm just going to keep saying Swaziland because I can't say Eswatini. Yeah, this is nuts. I'm going to save this picture for later. For the background. That's a thumbnail for sure. I'm just going to put this over here. Okay. Eswatini king corruption. Which, if you're a king, you kind of have to be corrupt. Oh, the youth have had enough. Oh, he's got that fit on him, though. Look at that. Bam. Why is it that once you become so rich, you just start dressing like a Nazi? Dude, African countries know how to dress. Look at that. He looks like a vase. He's like, look at me. I am the flower. Central bank in a tiny African country tried to block something. Afrobarometer? Wait, what? What is Afrobarometer? It's a Pan-African independent nonpartisan research network. Okay. Afrobarometer does sound like something different. They're like, I bet something will pop up if I go to images. There's no afros. You're telling me Google is less stupid than me? How was that possible? I would have never guessed that. Okay, let's get into it. Eswatini has been listed by the Afrobarometer as the most corrupt country in the African continent. That is a huge claim, especially based on what I saw in Equatorial Guinea. Afrobarometer is a yeah. A tiny kingdom ruled by Mswati is an absolute monarch. Is, an absolute monarch is facing a health crisis amid shortage of drugs in public hospitals. As a result of the shortage of drugs triggered by corruption, hundreds have died since the health crisis erupted. Eswatini has a rated at was rated at 87%, while South Africa has become the second most corrupt country at 82%, followed by Lesotho at 81%. This comes after companies allegedly owned by Swazi Farm wholesalers director Kareem Ashraf and other suppliers. Well, let's show this guy's face. He's not going to be just a faceless evil person. We got to know what this guy looks like. What does he look like? He looks like that one guy. He looks like Gaddafi a little bit. So it looks like Gaddafi if he lived. Is that him there? No, he's not on there. Okay, going back. So now we know what that piece of shit looks like. And other suppliers looted millions of rands. Ashraf is an alleged friend to King Mswati, who is above the law and has been looting the public funds with impunity. He's been looting the funds? Literally looting, they say. He got off the battle bus and started looting the funds. Reach for comments. Brian Sangweni, the spokesperson of Eswatini main political party. Fuck, sorry guys. The People's United Democratic Movement, Podemo, said the listing of Eswatini is the most corrupt country in the African continent was long overdue. You will note that in this country it is very hard to deal with corruption because it starts from the king, and those who are corrupt normally run to the king for protection, said the Podemo spokesperson. But Percy Similane said, the king's spokesperson said, without figures or evidence, it would be difficult to know what Afrobarometer was referring to. The king's spokesperson further mentioned that accusing the king of incubating or protecting the corrupt without quoting the cases where he protected those individuals would be unjust. Without figures suggesting how Eswatini beats other countries in the region and abroad, it would be difficult to know what exactly Afrobarometer is referring to. For any findings to be taken seriously, there has to be scientific evidence. Scientific? Don't they mean specific? In the case, because corruption isn't science. It's just specific instances of like, hey, this guy did some shit and you protected him. I know I'm a dumbass, but like that just seems obvious. In the case of Eswatini, it would make sense for Afrobarometer to quote cases of corrupt people who were saved by the king from punishment after they paid him cattle, as it were. Without supporting literature and data, this report remains yet another form of collective hallucination belonging only to the dustbin of history. We shall continue to expect Afrobarometer to share evidence, said the king's spokesperson when responding to this Swaziland news this Saturday morning. Well, how about the fact that he's got a goddamn Rolex on and he looks like the villain from Gundam? He looks like goddamn Char. Look at him. He's got the goddamn fit on him. Almost identical. Okay. Let's go. Eswatini's youth have had enough of its king. Let's see. Also, I want to see Eswatini. Kings, 24 wives. Oh, this huge crowd is his wives? Jesus, look at all these ladies. He looks happy. He's like, hmm. But isn't that kind of what you're supposed to do if you're the king? I know that kings are supposed to look at it. Look at him. He's like, ah, what's up, ladies? It's like that Looney Tunes character, the Animaniacs, where he's like, Swaziland, da 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 da, Jessica Rebecca, Mary Maria, da 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 da. If he has 24 wives, he could he could do two football teams and have them fight. That'd be amazing. Who's this old lady? That can't be his wife. You know, I know I should kind of be like, he shouldn't be doing this, but who am I to judge? If I had untold authority, I might be like this guy. Unquestionable. How much is this guy worth? 200. That's not even that much. How much is a Brad Pitt worth? He's twice as wealthy. Twice as wealthy. And how many wives does he have? Like one. Come on, man. We got to think lower. Who's a lower level celebrity? How about Finn Wolfhard? 4 million. How about richest child actors? Richard. Richest child actors. 6 million. What about what's Millie Bobby Brown? Net worth. She's only 14 million? This is gross, dude. You see this? You see why do they do this to young women? This is so gross. Like why does she look like that? Why do people like this is I used to do a bit on stage about how like it seems to me like every woman is trying to become the same woman, you know? Like she's trying to look like Kim Kardashian. If you pull up Kim Kardashian at the roast, she looks almost identical. She's got like the same style, same skin tone, and then if you look at Nikki Glazer at the roast, she's also, I mean, no, because she doesn't have any lips or eyes. I don't know if you guys can see that, but she doesn't have any lips or eyes. She's just a face. She looks like a mask. She's got no eyes and no lips. Okay. But why do women always try and look like the same woman? Like there will be one woman who becomes beautiful and then all the beautiful women will copy. They'll just be like, we're all her now because this is what's attractive. Versus men, there's like a wide variety of what's attractive. There's Jason Momoa and then there's Brad Pitt, two totally different looking guys. There's Jake Gyllenhaal and then there's Chadwick Boseman. There's it's just weird to me. And it makes sense why black women say things like like they are not appreciated for their beauty. But like it's not men, it's women. Women, black women aren't appreciated by other women for their beauty, and white women definitely copy. Definitely, I mean it's evident. Like you can see the lip injections in her face. She's like 14. Why are they doing this to her? Like I'm not trying to objectify her. I'm looking at her like this is my daughter, and and she became famous, and now she's got to like uh, you want to put penis? Why is she doing that? I only make that face right before I sneeze. What the fuck, dude? What is this? What are we doing? What's her meme though? The dirtier the better.
These are great. The dirtier the better.
She just looked like Wallace and Gromit.
These are great. The dirtier the better.
The dirtier the better. Kabate. Speaking of Drake, you know, wasn't Drake? What was the Drake? Millie Bobby Brown. Drake incident. Ooh. Texted her boy advice. He texted her boy advice when she was 14 and he was 31. Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane grooming.
What about your relationship with Drake? Tell me about your friendship. How did this all come about?
I love him. I met him in Australia, and he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. I don't know what's up with her underbite head ass, but this guy's like that. Excuse me.
You know, we just text each other.
Look, are you guys seeing that? You guys seeing this? Oh, fucking let me zoom in, man. He's like
The other day, and he was like, "I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more."
oh, Drake.
He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited. Yeah.
You and Drake? That's awesome.
He's like, how do I spin this? He's like, that's awesome, and she's like,
That's awesome.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys, he helps me.
What?
a lot of yeah, this guy knows. He knows.
Yeah. He's great. He's
Long.
wonderful. I love
What's
him.
his advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
This is like princess vibes.
Thank you.
Right now.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel to be here for your show?
I'm
Okay, I don't know how much more of this I can use. Okay. Gross. That's really gross. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about Eswatini's youth reject. No, thank you. This week, 77% is about kings and queens. Young people bare their teeth at Eswatini's king, Mswati III. Swati. We then tour the continent and ask how governments are dealing with corruption. I don't know what this person's about. For over a month now, schools in the tiny southern African kingdom, Eswatini, remain closed as a result of ongoing protests against the king and Africa's absolute monarchy. Young people, particularly high school and university students, have led protests rooted in the lack of development and opportunities. This is why it said something in one of the earlier articles when he was saying that they need to increase. I just like saw it briefly while I was like clicking through that he's trying to increase the amount of young people. Like he's trying to boost the young men. There's not enough young men, I think was what was said. Probably because he's about to kill a shitload of young men. That's the way it usually goes. His security forces have hit back violently. In this week's street debate, Christine Mudwa meets young people demanding change in Eswatini. The small southern African country is one of the last remaining absolute monarchies in the world, and some young people believe that the king is abusing his powers. Yeah. Okay. And then let's see this tiny little bank. What was this about? The central bank in a tiny African country tried to block a suspicious banking venture. Then the king's allies intervened. Staff say they can't authorize any transactions. Clients can't open bank accounts, but the newcomer remains in suspended animation at the center of a political tussle. Okay. Not much happens in Bulembu. Where is that? Nope. Did I not copy this? Copy Bulembu. Oh yeah, what is this? What is this tiny ass town? This is where the bank is. You're telling me this is where the bank is? Okay, this is kind of a nice place. I'm kind of, you know what? It's growing on me. Hold on. It's a little haunting. I'm not seeing any people. Yeah, what's going on here, man? Where are all the people? Bulembu store. Why is it in English? Population. $2,000 people. 2,000 people live here. Okay. The little company town grew around an asbestos mine. Oh, that's fucked up. That began operations in 1939. By the 1960s, Havelock Mine was one of the world's biggest producers of the lethal mineral. But in 2001, the mine abruptly shuttered amid a plummeting demand for asbestos. Most of Bulembu's inhabitants left in search of work. Bulembu sits in a green valley surrounded by timber plantations in a remote part of Eswatini. In a tiny southern African kingdom of 1.2 million, bordered by South Africa and Mozambique, known as Swaziland until its king unilaterally changed the name in 2018. The country is ruled by the last absolute monarch in Africa. Given the lack of business, the town in 2019 was a strange place for a bank to set up shop. In a simple one-story building with white walls and a green roof, the colors of a farmer's bank corporate logo. Inside, it's like any other bank. Shiny imitation marble floors, a teller counter, and a neat row of chairs, though they are still wrapped in plastic. The farmer's bank employees in Bulembu and at its other branch in Mazini, Eswatini's commercial center. Take a look at that, just so we know what these places look like. Whoa, look at this place. Ah, it's so beautiful, honestly. Like, I would really like to be here. Damn, that's a nice car, man. A buddy of mine had a car like this. It could have just been a BMW. I know nothing about cars. I think cars are stupid. Look at that goat. Okay. There's an air show? Then we got some food. I'm not into that music, honestly. A lot of English I'm seeing. What's the deal with that, huh? Okay, looks like a nice place. Arrive for work each workday morning. but there is a little more to do than water the potted plants and wait. The staff say they cannot authorize any transactions, clients cannot yet open accounts, and the staff cannot issue loans. Farmers Bank was supposed to rival the big established high street banks operating in Eswatini, mostly South African banks, and launch over 200 ATMs in its first 12 to 18 months. But it's essentially a bank in name only. For the past few years, it's been engaged in a tug of war with the regulator, the Central Bank of Eswatini, over its banking license. Leaked documents capture multiple contradictions that played out in the Farmers Bank saga between central bank designed to be independent and ensure financial probity and an opaque and unaccountable monarchy. They tell the story of how the CBE was alarmed by a litany of discrepancies in Farmers Bank application for a banking license. And in trying to put the brakes on the process, the CBE ran up against the political interest of King Mswati III and his associates. As a part of the project called Swazi Secrets, we're going to look at that. This investigation by international consortium and investigative journalist reveals that Eswanti's finance minister Neil Rickenberg was unusually involved with the bank, placing him in a potentially serious conflict of interest. In fact, the bank's very location in Bulembu, which sits on land owned by Christian nonprofit organization Bulembu Ministries that Rickenberg founded and once chaired, is one of several indications that he is linked to the bank and its Canadian owners. It's owned by Canada? Fuck this place. Sorry, Canada, but it kind of sucks there. No offense. The documents comprise more than 890,000 internal records from the Eswatini Financial Intelligence Unit obtained by distributed denial of secrets. A nonprofit devoted to publishing and archiving leaks, which shared them from ICIJ. ICIJ coordinated a team of 38 journalists from 11 countries to investigate illicit or suspicious financial flows in southern Africa and beyond. The EFIU, an independent statutory body intended to provide financial intelligence that safeguards the local and international financial system from money laundering, terrorism financing, and other illicit activity, operates in Eswatini's capital Mbabane, and formed when the kingdom passed the Money Laundering and Financing of Terrorism Act in 2011, which was designed to criminalize money laundering and suppress the financing of terrorism. Financing of terrorism? Okay. Financing of terrorism in Eswatini. Can you guys hear that vacuum? Sure, I hope you can't. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find a full article. Okay, let's look at Swazi Secrets. What's this about? International gold dealers. Swaziland's king professed to have a bold plan for a thriving economic zone. ICIJ uncovered 2 phantom gold refineries channeling millions of dollars to Dubai through it. Against a backdrop of rolling hills and sugarcane fields, a generous stretch of cleared land borders a small industrial town of Matsafa in central Eswatini, a tiny landlocked country between South Africa and... Yeah, I know where it is. Musa Motsa, a 51-year-old farm worker and father of 6, grew up on this land. He and his family used to grow cabbage and other crops there and collected water from a nearby spring. But in 2012, they were forcibly removed along with around 180 people to make room for a government-sanctioned Special Economic Zone, SEZ, by the Royal Science and Technology Park, the brainchild of Eswatini's king, Mswati III, and his insatiable desire to help stimulate economic growth. As one press release put it, the SEZ was meant to be an oasis for new business. Instead of grass, wheat, and weeds are slowly reclaiming vacant plots. Wide, empty boulevards go nowhere, lined with streetlights that aren't in operation. One lone building, a multi-story government office complex, stand in a surreal ghostland of nearly 400 acres. There are no remnants of the vibrant community where Motsa once lived, and there is nothing pointing to the business that, on paper at least, are based here. Mysterious gold refineries channeling millions of dollars to Dubai. This is where it's supposed to be. So I guess they are laundering money through this? Okay. Then it just keeps giving a brief history, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. So, corruption in Africa, again. But let's look at the flip side. That's if you're a government thinking person. I'm not a government thinking person. I like stories, so it is interesting to me. But even in America, I'm like Biden and Trump are going through this whole election thing. I could really give a fuck. I could really give a fuck who the president is, but because I'm powerless. Because we as Americans are powerless, I think voting is an illusion. It's a chess game between powers far greater than just an individual such as myself. These people have gathered the power of multiple individuals to get the power of people. And a lot of these people are fucking idiots. And they think that they can participate one way or the other when they're constantly being lied to, and there's no point. So that's just my view on politics, but let's look at what some real people traveling to and from Eswatini are viewing. So apparently there's some kind of bushfire. Eswatini. Bushfire? Oh, Bushfire Festival. There's some kind of festival. Where's this? Well, let's see this. I mean, everyone looks kind of nice. You got some camping happening. You got some, I don't know what that is. I'm hearing a lot of English. I'm into that. Okay. Yeah, this looks like Coachella. It's African Coachella. Swaziland's kind of dope. Okay. Maybe I could find a good vlog to Swaziland. Bushfire Festival. Blah 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 blah. I can't ignore this video. I'm not. There we go. Oh, what is this? It's a commercial? Oh. You camp, you go to the festival. I'm gonna mute it so this doesn't all get cut out. But look at this. Is that guy telling jokes? That guy's telling. They got stand up there. This looks really nice. This looks like I don't know. I could believe this is maybe like not Ohio, but maybe what's like a shitty place of the country? It's like a shitty place in like if you told me like this is where what's happening in like New Mexico, I'd be like, "Oh, okay." And you got music, you got stand up, people are telling jokes, people are dancing. But it's Africa. This place is amazing. What a wonderful country. I mean, the fucking the king is a might be pretty bad guy. Seems like a bad guy. I'm not gonna lie. Seems like a pretty bad guy. But let's take a look at this. Bushfire Festival. The worst traffic ever. Eh. I'm sorry. I hate feet. I hate feet. Listen, I don't know why. I hate feet. Some people love feet. They want to put feet in their mouth. That actively makes me want to throw up. And there's something about like especially the feet on the dashboard that's like a sexual thing for like people like Quentin Tarantino, and they always make like there's like tons of scenes in movies where it's like the female attractive lady has like her feet on the dashboard and it's like ooh her toes, and all I can think about is the smell of dirty feet and it makes me want to throw up. But let's get back to Bushfire.
Go to the wardrobe.
Yeah, they're just camping. Wake up and just start dancing. Oh, they're doing a workout class. That's pretty cool. Doing a little workout class. They're making people breakfast. They're camping. Man, people all around the world eat eggs. That's very interesting. Everyone eats milk and eggs.
Anytime I knock with that rubber band.
Coca-Cola. Imagine having to take your 24 wives to this. 24. Imagine all you and all 24 of your wives are at Bushfire. I want to go to Bushfire Festival. Fucking Christ. Jesus. Okay. Okay. I want VIP seating. There's 50 VIP. Oh, I thought you were the king. Oh, we can't go to VIP experience at Bushfire. I thought you were the king. I thought you were the king. No, this is Africa. He probably just chopped their head off. That's a good point. He just flips a switch and like a lion comes out to eat them. Does anyone else want to go to Bushfire Festival? No, if you want to, my king. If you feel like it. Okay. But let's go to this. And how much is that? 130p? What's EP? What's EP? Eswatini money. Okay. Let's switch that to USD. 130, $6. So pretty cheap, but not like outrageously cheap. You know, it's not like $1. This was pretty recently. This was in May. We're in June now. Hello all. Who is this lady? Hester Lombard. What does she do? March National. Is she like an American? Where is she from? Veterinary clinic price list. Where is this? So, go anywhere. I don't understand what this lady does for a living. Like, who is she? Where is she? I'm just trying to figure out if she's like an American. No, she's got. What is that? I think that's German. I think she's German. Let's figure it out. From what? African? Oh no, she is African. So she's probably some kind of African. Okay. Let's go back to Facebook. What else? What else? Accommodation for Bushfire. Hello. For any other assistance. Darlington Ted. Petrus Uswins. What the hell? Oh yeah, there are a lot of white people in these South African countries. Are there a lot of white people in Eswatini? Majority of Eswatini's population is ethnically Swazi, mixed with a small number of Zulu and white Africans. Mostly people of British and Afrikaner descent. The country is heterogeneous in religious affiliation, with 83% Christian, 2% Muslim, and 0.2% Hindu. Okay. So it looks like there's a good amount of whites. I saw a lot of white people. A lot of white people in Africa, it seems like. Okay, this whole Eswatini travel thing is all about bushfire. Did this guy just put his fucking information out? My friends, please, if you have any coins to sell now, message me to FaceDeal inbox for now on WhatsApp. This guy just put his fucking information out there. That's not cool. He's gonna get his identity stolen hardcore. 100 Indian men are gonna like take out a loan in his name. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of things to get to. I did put some stuff out on Reddit. Listen, here I wanna talk about a couple things with Reddit. First of all, thank you, Nigel. Nigel met up and we filmed something. I put it into the Portland subreddit that like I need some help filming something. Someone actually got back to me and we filmed something in 4K at a good price. That guy, Nigel's the shit. Fuck yeah, Nigel. Thank you to the people of Portland for being so kind to me, for helping me out with this thing I was recording. Just thank you so much. Shout out to Chisel Sharp for being the baddest motherfucker alive. This guy was smoking unfiltered hand-rolled cigarettes, like just bellowing smoke like a dragon. But yeah. The negativity from Reddit has been affecting me, just because I'm not used to getting that much fucking shit. Just people being cruel and not cruel, but just upfront cuntiness because it's anonymous, and people don't behave like that in person. Everyone I spoke to in person, I felt like gave me hope and were kind, and the people of Portland have been so good to me. Just thank you. Thank you, Portland. Getting back to this, though. So, on Reddit, someone mentioned about Eswatini having a very high HIV population. Let me see this. National survey in Eswatini demonstrates historic reduction in new infections. The third population-based HIV impact assessment survey in Eswatini, named SHIMS-3, showed a remarkable progress in southern African nation has made addressing the HIV epidemic. demonstrating a major reduction in new HIV infections over the last decade. 3 Swaziland HIV instance measurement surveys were led by the government of the Kingdom of Eswatini through the Ministry of Health and the Central Statistical Office. The surveys were conducted with funding from the U.S. President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief. Yeah, but what has it gone to? Prevalence. Wait, what? With an HIV incidence rate of 2.48%, with an HIV prevalence of 32% among adults ranged from 18 to 49. That's like 1 in 3 people have. Wow, that's a lot. Wow. That means so many people there in Swaziland have HIV. How? Why is HIV so prevalent in Eswatini? Many women in Eswatini are experiencing poverty and food insecurity, resort to sex work in order to secure sufficient food for themselves and their family. Really? Man, low and inconsistent use of condoms, intergenerational sex, mobility and migration, commercial sex, early sexual debut. Early sexual debut is kind of a weird way of phrasing that. Like, I'm making my sexual debut. I made my sexual debut at 15. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for coming to my sex debut, and I'm so sorry. And I'm so sorry. If that's not what everyone says, you're a fucking liar. Okay. And then it seems that there is a good amount of. Oh, well, let's get into this. Let's get into some more bad stuff. Eswatini, dozens killed, tortured, abducted as pro-democracy protests intensify. The government of Eswatini has launched ruthless crackdown on human rights in response to pro-democracy protests, with dozens killed and many others tortured, detained, and abducted. Amnesty International said today the government of Eswatini has launched a full frontal assault on human rights in response to ongoing pro-democracy protests. Dozens of people have been killed for daring to demand that the government respects human rights. The government of Eswatini has launched a full frontal assault on human rights in response to ongoing pro-democracy protests. Dozens of people have been killed for daring to demand that their government respects human rights, many of them human rights defenders and activists, said Deprose Muchena, Amnesty International's director for East and Southern Africa. We are urging authorities in Eswatini to end the escalating crackdown and ensure that people can peacefully exercise their human rights, including by allowing them to freely express their opinions without fear of violent retaliation. At least 20 people are confirmed to have been killed by the state security forces so far. 6 others who participated in the protests are unaccounted for. At least 150 protesters have been hospitalized due to injuries, including gunshot wounds sustained from live ammunition fire by police. Okay. Is there any footage of this? Pro-democracy protests. Okay. Fuck this ad. I'm not sponsored by anybody. Don't use this. Colon cancer screening starts at 45. Good. Start it sooner. What is Colon Guard? It's not a replacement for a colonoscopy. Oh, is this like this is a product they're selling to keep us from getting healthcare? That's bullshit, man. Wow, that is really pathetic that the government is doing it this way. Okay.
Civilians hospitalized, dozens dead, a monarchy potentially on its last breath. The
that is a
African nation
violent
of
protest.
Eswatini is in crisis. But how did we get here? Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland, is the last remaining monarchy in Africa.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Nations when they gained independence from
Mswati and his 15 wives under
24 what? Wait, what? Under scrutiny?
scrutiny from the nation's people for living extravagant lifestyles.
These ladies don't care. And he definitely doesn't.
While 1.1 million of their subjects live on less
Popular protests demanding sort of tolls that have been around.
Mswati and his regime's many human rights violations.
This reminds me of California.
We are the youth of Swaziland, and we are so much depressed.
Why are they wearing
by the
masks?
government.
And
Dude, they're 30% HIV. Wear a condom, not a mask, stupid. What the hell?
regime is not welcome to the criticism.
Are you trying to hide your identity?
According to Amnesty International, the government has routinely locked up and tortured dissidents. There are rumors that King was past Dalmini. To is unclear.
There's an
Wear a condom, guys. Okay, let's get some music. That won't get cut out. Country music hour. What?
Where I come from, there's all
he was getting success and attention in South Africa. I mean, we could do this as well. And next now we have another pioneer, Isaac Gamete, who was actually having a lot of shows with Padimasa.
Two rising stars from Africa's nascent country scene. Cousins Gazy, Dusty, Slime Lane, and Linda Stones Misivi grew up together. These guys are from Eswatini.
Isaac Gamete, the late, and may his soul rest in peace. Yeah, we hope you're enjoying our shows. You can leave your comments on our Facebook page and let us know what you think of this show.
They're making country music?
Oh, Holy Father, here I am, Lord.
That's them? Get the hell out of here, man. What? Dusty and Stones. They're... Dude. That's them. What the hell? Dude, and they're wearing the same outfits. This could be a fucking con.
Standing next to the river, it's a wonder that's where we met.
What?
We would wait for the sun to go down.
What is happening?
And meet on the riverbank.
Dude, you can hear a little bit. I don't even know if I can. I don't know if that's just my brain being like adding in the fucking African accent. Oh, what is going on here, man? That is such like perfect country music. Dude, this is I would hear this. I feel like I've heard this song in a bar in Austin, Texas. Some guy who's like, I'm okay with gay people, okay, as long as they don't fucking touch me. Yeah, I moved to Austin, Texas in 2005 when, you know, I used to live in West Texas, but you know how they are.
We still come to this riverbank. I'm glad we...
You're telling me who plays this music?
are still together.
Two of them? The two of them made this music.
Through storms and clouds.
But they're actually African American. They're not even American. They're just Africans. Now, which one's Dusty and which one's Stone? Is he Dusty because he doesn't use lotion? Because I think that's called ashy.
Like this river, Our love is ever flowing.
You know what we used to do with them down by the river? Okay, that's fucked up. Alright, that's enough. That's enough. These guys are awesome. I mean, I might have pushed that a little too hard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that Texas is racist. This has been awesome. This is a great country. I'll definitely, you know, I could probably do a second episode about this. If someone from Eswatini wants to reach back out to me, I would love to talk about this place more. Very, very interesting. Extremely kind of American, especially based on that, you know, Dusty and Stones.
Down the ocean.
That little thing they do where it's like wecka wecka way. Where was it? It was like right here.
For the sun to our love flow.
Watch.
Through storms and
That's so American. I can feel. I just want to. I picture myself in a pickup truck, being angry about minorities. Like it's just such an American sounding song. Yeah, this was great. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Like and subscribe.